Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Virgo, October 26, 2022. With Saturn now direct in your solar 10th house, you bring more confidence to your work or feel more capable of handling your responsibilities and taking the lead. If a business venture or life path seemed blocked in recent months, you are now turning a corner. Career and reputation matters are ready to pick up steam, even if it's a slow and steady pace. This influence helps clarify your business, career, and life path goals or projects. Look for opportunities to clear up debts or settle accounts today on this day before a new moon. It's a great time to consider letting go of unnecessary attachments. However, it's not an ideal time to take on something new. This week, there may be a reality check, but you'll also recognize what's genuinely doable. Today is good for discussing plans for work, long-term goals, your environment, and health. You're seeking a stronger sense that you're in control of your life in fundamental ways. Prepare to swim into new depths in your relationships. One of the sweetest and most magical periods of the year is upon you. Sweet Venus, your ruler and our goddess planet of romance, attraction, and pleasure, has turned a corner and is fluttering her fins across the sky from you into your solar 7th house of union. If you are committed or married, you will enjoy more camaraderie and pleasure between you in the weeks to come. Spend time enjoying the sweet moments bringing you closer. If single, this is the perfect moment to cast out your fishing line for someone with long-term relationship potential who may end up being a soulmate. Your mind and social skills are beneficial. Since the moon in Libra is conjunct Mercury in Libra, you might be an adept communicator in your workplace. Taking the middle ground is your best option, especially since the moon trines Saturn in Aquarius and Mars in Gemini. Conversations about pay, feeling valued, and what is desired at your job might take place throughout the day. It would be wise to hear what your colleagues have to say, as their comments could give you a greater perception of your professional and financial security. In just over 3 weeks, the first planetary activity on the financial front since Mars left your financial sector in January will begin. Until then, the focus is still on the income side of the financial fence, and especially today, with the moon spending its final hours in your work sector at a friendly aspect to Mars, just as the warrior planet of the cosmos is taking a slower and more deliberate approach to fighting for what you deserve. Think about your most typical response to conflict and ask yourself what you would change if given the chance. This is not an easy question. The planetary configuration is going to present a situation, or two, which will require you to work something out. You do not have to make things perfect, but you will want to understand your role in whatever happens. What you do physically during this time will color your behavior. Drink plenty of water. The hour has come. Re-establish friendly relations with some of the people who you have had problems with in the past and who you collaborate with. Indeed, the vibrations this week will be strongly encouraging you to tighten the relationships you have on your team. In your sentimental life, you won't be able to help rekindling the warmth of the relationships you have with those close to you. It's true that things have progressed as quickly as you hoped they would, but the current inertia around you can be explained by the fact that there are some misunderstandings between you and those around you, most notably in your affective life. Before wrapping up its last visit to your work sector before all planetary activity on the job front for the year ends later in the week, the moon is spending its final hours at a friendly aspect to Mars, in his final days in direct motion in your income sector. After a friendly aspect to Saturn yesterday, just 24 hours after his direct turn in your career sector, this is giving you a window into income, work, and career matters at a pivotal point in the year on all three fronts. 2 days after the Sun and Venus, the planet of love, return to your relationship sector, they are not only joined by the moon today but by what will quickly become an eclipsing new moon. The first solar eclipse here in 8 years is creating an opportunity for a fresh start, just as the Sun and Venus are aligned to take your relationships into the future. Our eyes in the sky. Today has some beautiful aspects. As the psychic realms continue to tap on our personal oracular doors, we are all being asked to open our third eye to the messages coming from the other side of the paranormal realms. Jupiter retrograde swims back into Pisces and pulls at our collective need to let go of past emotional wounds and break away from the normal routine. Under the influence of the intense Scorpio sun, you can either let things eat you alive or allow changes to happen the way they're intended. This is a time of year where we're all being asked to let go of mental baggage and evolve to a higher form of ourselves. Once this gets stripped away, you will feel bare and vulnerable for a reason. In fact, right now you're being guided by your ancestral connections, so reach out in whatever way you feel comfortable for signs and clues along the way. You might look at the clock at the same time every day, or you could see little messages around you that let you know you're on the right track. Yes, there are many obstacles right now, but this is also a fantastic opportunity to focus on your inner light and show the world who's boss. In the early morning, the Libra moon trines Saturn in Aquarius, helping us to attend to our responsibilities. Others seek us out for advice, relying on us to make fair judgment calls. In turn, we might seek guidance from elders or community advisors. Under this aspect, we get the most done by taking cues from those who came before us. Getting perspective on the past helps us to innovate old protocols to make them relevant for modern times. We look for cooperative solutions and wind up creating enterprises that are sustainable for all. Mid-morning, the moon conjuncts Mercury in Libra, causing us to become attached to our opinions. This influence is ideal if we need to make a point, but it can also create blind spots in our arguments. Being too emotionally concerned with outcomes makes us desperate to have our rationale validated. If we are not affirmed, we can become upset and passive-aggressive, liable to ice others out for refusing to agree with our position. This is the place from which prejudice is born, as we devise excuses to other those whose sentiments deviate from our own. It is best to keep conversations light at this time.